They announced the final roster for the 2026 World Baseball Classic, and honestly, half of us thought the official website had been hacked.
The selection was supposed to be a moment of national pride, a showcase of the best talent our league had to offer, a collection of pitchers ready to throw pure heat and impenetrable breaking balls against the global elite.
And for the most part, it was. We had the aces, the proven closers, the guys throwing triple-digit gas. But then, buried amongst the untouchables, there was a name that immediately triggered the emergency sirens across every baseball forum and bulletin board: Kaito Sato. Sato, the supposed relief specialist for the Nippon Ham Fighters, currently boasts a staggering 4.38 earned run average, a 4.38 ERA.
Shedar. In a league where the average relief ace hovers comfortably under 2.50 and where the national team selection criteria usually require near perfection, the inclusion of Sato, the 4.38 enigma, is nothing short of a national baseball conspiracy.
Skidar. The initial thread exploded. The sheer volume of WTF posts was enough to crash servers. This isn't a minor league exhibition. This is the World Baseball Classic.
This is the tournament where one bad inning can send you home. You don't bring a pitcher who consistently allows base runners and struggles to keep the ball in the park.
We need to talk about his peripherals because the numbers are damning. Sato's WHIP sits at a concerning 1.45. That means he is putting nearly 1.5 runners on base every single inning he pitches.
When you stack that up against our expectations for high-leverage situations, say coming in during the 7th inning of a tied game against Team USA or the Dominican Republic, you are essentially guaranteeing a disaster.
Shedar, một thiên diệt phố triển circling, và đây là classic internet paranoia. Success đây là purely một political pick. Is he một manager's long-lost relative? Shedar.
Because based purely on performance metrics from the 2025 season, Sato should be nowhere near the national training facility, let alone boarding a plane for the WBC.
And yet, here he is.
Shedar, too deeper for a justification, because surely the coaching staff isn't entirely blind. There are two potential defenses, though both require Olympic levels of optimism. The first defense is the bad luck theory, which usually starts with FIP.
While Sato's ERA is brutal at 4.38, some reports indicate his FIP, a metric that measures what his ERA should be if you remove the effects of fielding and sequencing luck, is significantly lower, possibly closer to 3.10.
If that gap holds true, it suggests Sato has been the unluckiest pitcher in the entire league, constantly plagued by weak defensive plays, bloop singles, and balls finding holes.
The theory is that if we put him behind the national team's elite defense, his true performance will emerge. The second defense is the international curveball theory.
This is the idea that he possesses one specific, unique weapon, maybe a specific type of cutter or a deceptive changeup that domestic hitters have finally figured out, but which will be absolutely baffling to American or Latin American hitters who have never seen his particular movement or wind-up.
He becomes the ultimate specialized one-inning reliever, a dark horse whose strange delivery is designed to disrupt the high-octane offensive rhythms of the international powerhouses. But let's be real. If the manager was truly looking for a reliable specialist, why bypass Kenji Tanaka, who posted a pristine 2.80 ERA with a far superior strikeout rate and a history of successful high-pressure outings?
Tanaka is watching the WBC from home, while Sato,
The guy who occasionally looks like he's trying to throw the ball through a wall is wearing the national colors. It feels like a massive, unnecessary gamble.
The threads are currently in a state of chaotic acceptance. The consensus is that Sato is the team's Achilles heel, the inevitable moment when the bullpen melts down.
Shader. Imagine the scenario. Bottom of the eighth, tying run on third, 2 outs against Mike Trout. Who do you call?
If it's Sato, the collective blood pressure of the entire nation will spike into the danger zone.
The true test of Sato's inclusion will come down to a single pitch.
If he goes out there and throws 95 miles per hour while painting the corners, silencing the heavy bats, and performing beyond his domestic numbers, he doesn't just silence the critics, he becomes an immediate legend, the ultimate redemption story.
However, if he lives up to his 4.38 ERA, if he walks the leadoff man and then serves up a game-losing grand slam in the early rounds, he will become the universal punchline, the single decision that cost us the tournament.
Right now, Kaito Sato is the highest stakes, lowest performance gamble this country has ever taken on the baseball diamond.
The clock is ticking, the world is watching, and 4.38 is the number we are all holding our breath over. The hope is minimal, but the potential for narrative disaster is absolute.